Hello, everybody's. Nice to see you all today.
Everybody.
Welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. You might recognize that I am sitting next to Dan Walker of Vienna, Virginia. We've never met in person. Dan's been coming to our program for almost 4 straight years. So this is like truly remarkable that I'm getting to meet him for the first time. Here's a little sneak piece of information that maybe none of you guessed. I certainly hadn't. But Dan is 6'5". He towers over me. Who would have guessed it right? See all those expressions? I actually thought he was going to be shorter than me, so there we go. So welcome, everybody, to today's Daily Antidote of Song. So glad that you're here. We're going to have a lot of fun today. We've got Elise, Witt with us. Kathy Bullock is not hosting today because she is doing Black History presentations at middle schools in Virginia today. So let's all give it up to Kathy B for all the great work she does in the world. Thank you, Kathy B. And I am going to say some hellos, but I might get a little help with some hellos. So of course, I'm going to, say hello to Elise Witt, who's our song leader for the day, coming in from Pine Lake, Georgia. Thank you, Elise. Hello, of course, to Dan Walker in Vienna, Virginia. And welcome everybody to today's Daily Antidote of Song. So this is sponsored every day by Carpe Diem Arts. We are today on day 1,419 days of being. That's pretty amazing and pretty cool. And let's see if we can get a little help from another helloer, maybe.
Well, hello, Kevin. Good to see you from D.C. with your flute.
That's Gayanne.
Gayanne.
In Pine Lake, Georgia. Yep. So Gayanne is one of our song leaders and a friend of Elise's. Glad to see you, Gayanne. Great to have you back in the room. Harriet comes in from Chicago.
Okay.
Athena comes in from Brooklyn, but there's one for you.
I thought she was another one. A Deborah from Kentucky. I'm trying to remember. It's not Berea, though. It's
yeah, I don't remember either.
Pauline William from Newcastle. Just wonderful to see and talk with you. Kathy from I think it's in Colorado, isn't it? It's
Yep.
And good seeing you. And Susan, often chat with you. Kate from Charlottesville, close by. Hoda, British Columbia. Sheila in North Florida. Lola in British Columbia. Ruth and Clive over there in Birmingham this afternoon. Arlene, good seeing you and talking with you. Sue Miller, great from Seattle. And dear Carolyn from Boise, always there, not snowing today. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Linda from Orcas Island.
That's Doug in Vermont.
And Ellie, good seeing you. Seeing Phil, I would not have guessed you were 6'5" either. Storm, it's good seeing you and being able to talk with you for a change.
Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, see if you can get on the next stream. I'm going to shout out Aloysius in Massachusetts, and I'll get Fred in Silver Spring, Maryland. Do you want to start with the cow?
Fred and Nancy. Jamie coming in from Victoria, British Columbia. Caroline in D.C., close by. I think I already talked to Pine Lake. Annette in California. Busy. Going to dance for us today, Busy. Bob Glazer, Karen from Oregon, Mabel and Bears. Where's Bob? Gary coming in from Massachusetts. Sandra Moore, good seeing you. You're close by too, I think. And Penny in Victoria, Hindi in Toronto. Amanda and Miles. I don't see Miles at the moment. Oh, and there's Aloysius has jumped in.
Yeah, there we go. We've got somebody named VW coming in off camera. Nice to see you today. Bronwyn in Victoria, Elizabeth in California, Sandy in Western North Carolina. My mom coming in from New Jersey. I see Jane in Texas entering the room right now. Let's all take one big deep breath. And can we please also give it up to Dan Walker for helping me with the hellos today? What a special treat to be able to meet Dan after all these years. And I'm so glad that we're here today in this fabulous space all together with the magical Elise Witt, who is going to lead us in song. Elise needs no real introduction. She's been in this room as a host and a song leader so many times. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Elise. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for that fake introduction. I don't need a real
I
Hi,
love it.
everyone. It's so good to be with you. And I was reminded yesterday when I was hosting Marquez Ryan of a song that I thought would be really beautiful for us to sing today as part of Black History Month and part of our journey of anti-racism and as a community. This is a song that actually started. I'm going to tell you a little more story this time instead of diving right into the song because I think it will kind of set the stage for the song. In 1989, I was part of five women who were commissioned to write a piece, a theater piece, um, Five Women from the Southeast. And it was Paula Lark from Shelby, North Carolina, Joe Carson. Paula's an incredible musician, storyteller. Joe Carson, author from Tennessee. Linda Paris Bailey from Carpetbag Theater, which Marquez is part of. Celeste Miller, talking dancer from Atlanta, and me. And we were commissioned to do this piece together. Well, we all knew each other from alternate routes, but because we hadn't come up with this idea ourselves, we weren't really on track with what this piece was going to be. So we gathered together in the mountains of Shelby, North Carolina, where Paula was living. And we spent a whole day. And basically, what we did is we told each other our life stories. And if you've ever done that, where you sit around with people, you start telling stories and you kind of breeze, and then suddenly you take a deep dive into one story or another, right? And so as the five of us told these stories, one of the things that emerged as a theme was this idea of dark and light, black and white, positive, negative, all these images and stereotypes also that go with them. So after much talking, we were exhausted and we said, let's go for a walk in this beautiful mountain town. So we started walking in Shelby, and Paula and I, who have longer legs, not as long as Dan's, I don't think, I'm not 6'5", but we were walking through Shelby and it was dusk, you know, that beautiful time of evening where the light is kind of, there's still some sun, but then it's kind of getting dark. And we were striding ahead with our long legs, and suddenly we came to a stop because we saw this amazing, blooming, bright pink bush. And as we stood there looking at it and just like marveling at its beauty, a woman came out of her house. She was probably in her 80s, and she was obviously very touched by our loving this bush. And she said it had been a gift from her gentleman friend who had passed away recently, but he had given her this bush many years ago, and he had been 89 when he passed. And this bush for her was her memory of him. And she told us that it was called the night blooming jasmine. And we thought, wow, what a perfect image for all that we had been talking about that day. And so Paula and I looked at each other and we thought, yep, that's going to be a song that is going to be a theme for this. So that's what I want to teach you today, this Night Blooming Jasmine song. It actually took many more months for the song to emerge, but it has emerged. And it's a double round. So I'm going to teach you the two different parts and then we'll sing it together. So it goes like this. In the darkness, we walk with light. Whoa, I need to take a big breath. In the darkness, we walk with light. Let's do those two lines. There's one and then it goes the same thing up. Here we go. In the darkness, we walk with light. In the darkness, we walk with light. And then we say, like the night blooming jasmine, we light up the night. And when you do light, you have to let your arms fly out and let that sound just like fly. So, like the night blooming jasmine, we light up the night. Oh, y'all look so beautiful. Do that one more time. Like the night blooming jasmine, we light up the night. Then we repeat the first line. In the darkness, we walk with light. Try the whole thing. In the darkness, we walk with light. In the darkness, we walk with light. Like the night blooming jasmine, we light up the night. In the darkness, we walk with light. Great. So that's the first round. The second round, which rounds itself as well, but they go on top of each other, for me is really the key of this song. And it says, a shining darkness glows in me. Try that. A shining darkness glows in me. Its warmth and beauty set me free. There is a darkness in my soul. Its warm black power makes me whole. And that second one, we can do up a third. So instead of being here, we're going to go, a shining darkness glows in me. Its warm black power sets me free. Good, let's do those two, and then we'll put the whole thing together. A shining darkness glows in me. Its warmth and beauty set me free. There is a darkness in my soul. Its strong black power makes me whole. All right, now you have all the pieces. I'm going to play the recording, and I'm going to encourage you to sing whichever parts you want at whatever piece. So it's going to start out with a in the darkness we walk with light, layer that up into a round, and then we're going to add the other part. But just sing whatever you like, or if you feel like improvising on top of it, holding long tones, whatever you'd like, just go for it. So here we go. In the darkness, we walk with light. In the darkness, we walk with light. Like the night blooming jasmine, we light up the night. Like the night blooming jasmine, we light up the night. In the shining darkness, we walk with light. In the dark darkness, we walk with light. Like the dark darkness in my soul, we light up the night. Like the dark darkness in my soul, we light up the night. Its strong black power makes me walk with light. In the darkness, we walk with light. Like the dark darkness, we walk with light up the night. Like the dark darkness, we light up the night. In the darkness, we walk with light. In the dark, it's darkness, we makes me blind. Like the dark and beauty sets me free, we light up the night. There is a darkness in my soul. Whoa, thank you. Oh Oh my goodness. How did that go for everyone? I loved seeing everyone flying on that line. Yeah.
Elise, that was totally gorgeous. Thank you so much. That was really beautiful to sing, and it was really nice to see all the folks who were singing along with you and really seemingly very invested and embedded in each of those different melody lines and watching people go between them. And so you are so often a host in our space that I'm feeling like I should just turn the floor over to you, and you should share with us whatever it is you're feeling today.
Well, we're double hosting. Well, we're triple hosting with Dan. It's pretty exciting to have another host in here, and I know you can always use extra help, Joe, since you're doing many things today. Usually, we start with a song and then kind of talk about it after, but I really wanted to set the stage for this song, and to because of our themes about really looking at these stereotypes that exist in so much in fairy tales and stories in our language with dark and light and black and white and all of that. And many, I've had a lot of groups to sing this song, but a lot of them only sing the first part. And I really feel like that is missing the boat, because I feel like that second part, that second round is really where the core of this song lies, and where what we were talking um, about all these images that we have and that get perpetuated also just in our daily language and our daily mindsets that have been going for so long. If it's okay with you, Joe, I was going to actually have the second part be a different song.
I love that idea and I welcome it amazingly.
Great. Well, the reason I chose Night Blooming Jasmine was because yesterday Marcus was talking about that was when he and I met, was when we were doing this Night Blooming Jasmine. I'm going to go back in time a little bit farther now. And this is a song written by a man from Raleigh, North Carolina, who sadly has left this plane, but his music lives on. His name is Steve Runkle, and he's from Raleigh, and he was at first part of a band called the Pritchard Avenue Band with his friend Tommy Goldsmith, who I'm hoping to host very soon here on The Daily. And the two of them were amazing songwriters, and right out of high school, they decided to move to Nashville to seek their fortune. And they were in Nashville as the Pritchard Avenue Band, they crossed paths with a trio from Spartanburg, South Carolina, called Uncle Walt's Band. And Uncle Walt's Band was an amazing, wonderful acoustic music trio with incredible three-part harmonies and a huge, wide variety of styles of music that they did. So the five of these guys got together and formed a new band called the Contenders. And the Contenders, their music, even though it was written in the 70s and 80s, extremely still relevant today. And they were one of those, I guess, cult bands that toured the Southeast and beyond for quite a while. They only put out one record, which has been reissued recently. And I wanted to do a song by Steve that I feel like fits into this month, not only for Black History, but also thinking about Women's History Month coming up. The song is called Express Yourself. And I think that, we all could use a little bit of bursting out of our regular stuff. So here is Express Yourself. The chorus goes like this. Express yourself, express yourself, express yourself, express yourself. If you want to know my heart, just look at me. Isn't that a great chorus? Let's sing the chorus again. Express yourself, express yourself, express yourself, express yourself. If you want to know my heart, just look at me. All right, y'all ready for the song? If you're tired Steve Runkle was a very tall, like Dan Walker, um, white boy with a voice of, he was around a lot of um, many different communities, including he worked a lot with at the This End Up, this furniture store, um, with this guy who was a huge inspiration to him and a soul singer. So anyway, blah 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 blah.
Wow. All right, gang, can we please all give it up for Elise? Thank you so much, Elise. That was magical and amazing and incredible. And is there anything more you'd like to share with us about any of it?
Other than that, everyone I hope is setting their calendar for September 28th, when we will have the release of the Global Village Project songbook celebrating the 15th year of Global Village Project and 55 songs that we've written for, with, and by our students. So other than that, yeah, I'm just always happy to be on the Daily Antidote of Song.
Yahoo! We're always happy to have you here. Elise, you're an amazing, magical part of this community, and we're so grateful for everything that you bring, the music and the hosting and the thoughts and the ideas and the enthusiasm and the projects. And can we all please again give it up for Elise Witt? What a beautiful, beautiful thing to have Elise with us today. And of course, added to the magic of the fact that I'm here with Dan Walker in Vienna, Virginia, meeting him for the first time since he started singing with us in July of 2020. So it's incredible the way, there's both the magic of the cyber and the not knowing each other in person. And then there's the magic of when we can actually come together in real life. So thanks again to everybody for being here with us today. And thanks for Elise for another great set of songs. Links in the chat, everybody, for the lyrics and for links about Elise. And same thing for you folks out there on Facebook Live and on YouTube. Links are in your comment sections. Thanks so much for joining us today. Everybody, please give a big shout out to Busy Graham and Carpe Diem Arts making this possible day after day after day. And I'm going to say goodbye to all of you. Unless, Elise, did you feel like singing the goodbyes?
Oh, sure.
All right. Magical singing of goodbyes coming up.
So good to be with y'all today. Thank you, Dan Walker, bringing Joe into us from Vienna, Virginia. Thank you, Deborah in Kentucky, Pauline and Dad in Newcastle, UK, Caroline in DC, Susan G in Cincinnati. Thank you, Kate in Charlottesville, Sheila in North Florida, Kevin in DC with your magic flute, Mabel and the bears who were really flying on the night blooming Jasmine. Hello and thank you, Lola in BC, Athena in Brooklyn, Arlene in Berkeley, Bob in Albany, Sue in Seattle. Thank you, Carolyn. Oh, she's got another puppet. I don't even know what she's got today. It's amazing. Oh, it's a heart. Kathleen in Albuquerque, Linda rocking on Orcas Island, Doug in Vermont, Phil singing along in Totnes, and Gay Ann right down the street from me in Pine Lake, Georgia, Sandra in Maryland, Annette in California, and Hoda in BC. I see some curly tops in there in a different room than usual. And let's see, I see Linda in Concord, Massachusetts, Kathy in Colorado, Delhi, and Fred in Silver Spring, Clive in Ruth in UK, Storm in Massachusetts, Jamie in Victoria, Nancy and her Irish cow, Busy, thank you so much for bringing us all together with Carpe Diem Arts, and Gary in Massachusetts, Anne in Silver Spring, Penny in Victoria, Hindi in Toronto, Harriet and Aloysius, Miles and Amanda in Michigan, but maybe they're somewhere else because I don't see any snow, Karen in Oregon, VW, Sandy in Western North Carolina, Ray, Bob in Massachusetts, LMG in Connecticut, Joe in Tacoma Park, except she's actually not, and one more person. Oh, there you are, Juana La Tejana. Hello, everyone, and goodbye, and thank you so much from the Daily Antidote of Song.